Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ugweze Austin, the creative director of Ugweze Autograph. Today I'm going to be showing you a project that I promised. I am talk and do. I promised you I was going to show you how to design the braided headband with a big rose that I wore on my introduction. So on the introduction of my video on YouTube. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and the items we're going to be needing are these items here. You have your scuba, we have our scuba material, we have our fiber, we have our glue gun, this is gum stay, this is our sequence material, this is measuring tape, this is our scissors, and here is needle and thread already threaded, and here is also our electric iron. We're going to be needing all this, so we're starting just immediately. But before we start, let me clear the table a little bit. Let me clear this table. Yes. So here is our scuba. I have already cut out the measurement we're going to be needing. I've cut out the main four fabric we're going to be needing. Here is 4 inches into 3 places. You measure 4 inches into 3 places. This is 4 inches. This is another 4 inches. And here is the third one. Remember, we are making braided headband, and for you to braid you have to have 3 equal parts. And here is the fabric for the rose. We have here 10 inches by 10 inches by 37, and our 4 inches is by, here we have 4 inches by 4 inches by 38. Okay, in 3 places. So before we continue, we're also going to have this is another fabric that we're going to use to cover the point where we join after braiding the 3 parts. We're going to use this little fabric here to join the rough edges before we add the rose, and it measures 5 plus by 5 inches. Let's call it 5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so let's get what we're going to do now. We're going to take this to our sewing machine and sew it like this. So the edges join both sides together like this to the end, the 3 of them. Then we're going to sew here, cover it all up, and then we'll turn it out and add our fiber. I'll show you that in a bit. Okay guys, so while we are sewing the edges of the 3 pieces for the braided band, let us make our rose. As you can see here, this is the fabric for our rose, the 10 inches by 38 inches for the rows. Remember, it's going to be a very good big rows. I've added, as you can see here, I've added our gum stay inside. I've cut it out and I've added it inside and I've ironed it out. So at this point, we're going to try to make our rows. So this is how we're going to make our rows. You thread your needles. You thread your needle with the thread. I've already knotted it at the end. Start by doing this. This is how the rows. Follow me closely. This is the gum stay. It's very soft. Bring out your needle at the other end. It's like when you are doing a running stitch. Just like this. Keep putting in the thread. When you do that, you pull. This is what you continue doing until you get to the end of the fabric. We've come to the end of the fabric. At this point, you fold like this. Come to this side of it. You fold the other side as well. And do like fix it inside. That's what I'm doing. Try and fold the edges first. And fix it in like this. Something like this. Just try to hide. Make sure you pull. Before we hide that, I want us to secure this. Secure by doing this. Fixing your needle. To make sure that the gathers is secured. Then we'll start by fixing in this inside the other end. Just do this, join it with this side, there'll be a meeting point. Let the needle go back to the other side first, then you do this, you take it back in very close very close to where it came out from. We're gonna cut out this. Okay. Bring it out. There's the way I do this. You will not see the thread. I take him from there. Take my needle in. Bring it out again from this side. Then I do this. Watch me. As I put my needle, I'm not bringing it out on top of this one. Are you seeing what I did? Did you see what I did? I fixed the needle inside on this side, but I did not let it show on it. I call it pinching. You just pinch the fabric. Then I do the same thing again. I fix my needle inside here again, side like this, and bring it out on that same side, very close to each other, and I pull. Okay. Then I fold this side like this. I take it up and bring out like this. Are you seeing? Bring out like this. Bring out my needle on that same side. Then I come to this side of my needle. This is what I'll continue to do till I'm through joining the both ends. Take it back in again. Follow me, you'll understand. It's a very simple technique. It's a very, very simple technique. Take it back up. Let it show on the other side in the front. cutting to the end right now. Do the same thing. Turn it this way. Do something like this. This is what you get to the end right here. We come to the end of tacking it in, so we're gonna secure the thread right here. Securing of the thread, we'll do that right here, then we'll cut off. Okay, we cut it off right here with our scissors. So the next thing we're going to do now is to do our sequence at the center of this opening. Here is the front of our big rose. So we're going to put a rose here, a knot rather, or you call it a ball. So we'll do that with this sequence. Make a big ball, and we're going to be needing fiber. This is our fiber, just a little fiber. We'll fix it on like this. You see that? Like this. So that means we'll cut off. It's like this. You just use your intuition and cut off a little piece of fiber here. A little bit of sequence rather. I mean, it's not fiber. Cut off a little piece of sequence like this. Use your hand to make it like a ball. Use our needle and thread to hold it in place. Secure it all around. Yes, right there. We knot our needle to hold it in place. So we'll bring our flower, our rose rather. You do this. Use our needle and thread also to hold it in place.